What's going on YouTube? Steven the Salon Guy here, and today I want to talk about retro haircuts, and specifically for men. So feathered haircuts, shorter throughout the top and the sides, longer on the back. I've been getting a lot of requests and people commenting on, they wanted to have their hair a bit longer, not really sure how to do it, should I go to a barber? So I'm going to break down some hair tips and things you need to know in order to get a look like this mannequin right here. So the first thing that comes to mind that is really key to this type of haircut is you see when I run my fingers through how the hair just falls into place. Well, it may sound simple, but that's what layering does. And layering basically is layers of hair that's cut so that when you work the hair back like this, it all falls into place. It's not all one length. When the hair is not layered, basically it will, from where it grows, it'll come all the way down to how long it is. That's basically called a one-length haircut. When you have layers, what happens is we're trimming off that excess length to give the hair some sort of shape and movement. And layering really helps remove weight from the hair. Again, to simplify it, if it's too heavy, the hair's not gonna move at all. It's gonna lay flat. When you layer the hair, it helps remove that weight to give it, as you can see here, some flow to the whole thing. A lot of haircuts like this, feathered haircuts, especially for men, are all based off of that flow, that really flowy look, and the entire head is layered. So when looking at a layered haircut, even from the top, what it needs to do is have all that excess weight cut throughout the top as well, right? That's what layering is. So we're creating a shape, and I like to cut layers so that it follows the head shape. So I'm gonna be pulling everything straight up from the head and cutting it straight across. Then I'm going to be cutting everything from the corners and cutting it straight across. So I'm following the growth pattern of the hair and cutting it in a fairly rounded shape, all right? The best way, the best results I've noticed when it comes to haircuts like this is cutting it all out from the head, the way the hair grows. It has the best balance, it grows out really well. Usually what happens is it's shorter in the front. The best way to do the hair short on the front is to create the face frame starting in through here and then working your way down this way. Another important thing is that when you're having the front cut, and this is important for your stylist who's doing this, and especially if you're going to a barber, you do not want them to come near you with any sort of clippers cutting this haircut because it's just going to be a nightmare. Be very, very careful that the person cutting it does not cut this front bit too short, because even in my last video, I mentioned that if you want the hair, you think you're gonna bring us all down to here, this piece will come to here, but what happens is this will be so short that it's gonna get butchered and only come up to here. So you have to make sure that you are not having this piece cut too much, because this, again, to come back to that flow, has to move into the rest of the haircut. And the best way to do that is when we're cutting the face frame or the stylist is cutting the front, as you can see through here, the shape has to, I would say, hug around the face and through here, right? Or lay into the face like that. You can comb this all forward, and a lot of times what I do is I hold it by hand or it's cut this way, but you see it's going shorter to longer. When you brush it back, you see it goes forward and then it's able to go back. So the distance it travels this way, that's as far back it's going to go this way. The same thing with here. The further it goes towards the front and it's cut, that's where it's going to flow back. Very, very important when it comes to haircuts. As far as the nape area, down and through here, it really starts with the perimeter. How long do you want this in the back, right? It really is up to you. If you want to have a super long mullet, have this way down here. If you don't want so much of a mullet, bring it up a bit more and take this in shorter. Right? So, I get a lot of people asking me, like, how long should the hair be? What should I say? I mean, a lot of times it's just explaining, once again, explain to your stylist or explain to your barber, whoever's cutting it, what you really want, right? Show them a photo, maybe explain to them, like, I want the top this long, I want the back to come to here. This way we're getting visuals from you, the customer and the client, so we know where we're gonna cut the hair to. We have a better understanding. If you're if you tell your stylist that you want the bottom, right? That you want the bottom to be way down and through here to shoulder area, and they cut it like up here, way up to the nape up here, the neck, you're gonna be like, what'd you do to my hair? You chopped all my hair off. Or, if they do want it really, really short, but you leave it too long, there's maybe a disconnect in the communication. So it's key to communicate by showing visuals. I want the sides to come down to here so I can brush it back. I want the front to come to about right here so I can brush it back and it kind of frames my face. I want the back to be around here so I can have a little more of a feathered type look. I want the top to be this long. The more visuals you get and less about what's the name of the haircut or maybe even showing a photo would be helpful, because we can't always read your mind, as a professional. We should be able to duplicate what you want if your hair allows for that, but it's really about you describing visually what you're looking for, and it's up to the professional to say, yes, you can or cannot do it. So, I hope this video helped you guys. Again, it's all about the feathering, the layering, the flow, however long it goes this way, it's gonna go back. If it's too short, it's not gonna do that. It's gotta be kind of the right length. If you have curly hair, it may not feather back because it's instead of being straight and flowing back, it's curling, right? So you can still have a feathered type of look, but it's more of a layered look, and that's gonna enhance the curl a bit more. So, straight hair usually tends to work well with this. Wavy hair kind of is okay, but the curlier it is, the more it's not gonna flow, it's gonna just kind of look a little more fuller and rounded and a lot more layered. So, two different types of looks. Let me know if you found this video helpful, and if you're enjoying these types of videos where I'm doing more hair tips and tricks and things like that, because I'll keep doing them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.